Hello! So today's video is going to be a storytime video about why I chose dentistry and how I first became interested in dentistry. So if you want to get to know me a little bit better, then keep watching. If you're new to this channel, my name is Erica and I'm a first-year dental student at USC School of Dentistry. Please subscribe to this channel if you're interested in more dental school related videos. Alright, so it began when I was around 12 years old. I really needed braces. So my teeth were all over the place. My canines were really high up and they were just crooked and they just didn't look nice. I was not confident with how I looked and I really wanted braces. I knew that if I got braces, they would change my teeth around and they would basically change the way I looked. So I was trying to convince my mom to pay for my braces treatment, and ultimately it was a no a couple times because they were so expensive. So a little bit of background of how I grew up. I grew up with just my mom and my sister. Well, mostly my mom and my sister. My dad is still around. And my mom and my dad only spoke Spanish, and they both didn't go to college, and we didn't have much money. So getting braces was a huge deal. And the plan was always going to be that I was going to pay for my own braces once I was old enough to work, and I would save up for them. But my mom can definitely see that I really wanted them, and I could tell that she wanted to get them for me because my teeth were all over the place, and I could tell that she knew that it was going to mean a lot to me. So fast forward, somehow my mom was convinced and was nice enough to pay for my braces treatment. So this was a really huge deal. It probably isn't a big deal for most people, but it was a huge deal. My mom would always remind me about how much money I was wearing on my teeth just because it was such a big sacrifice for her to pay for the braces. And I was really excited to have them and really thankful that I was able to have them. So every single time I went to the orthodontist for my checkups, or for my different checkups, I was always really excited and really thankful, and I was always very curious about what the orthodontist was doing and how he was doing it. So he would show me on his computer how my teeth were going to move, and he would always answer all of my questions. So it was really nice being there. One day he just was like, well, if you're really curious, you can just come in and shadow me someday. So I was really excited, and 12-year-old me just came in and shadowed him once a week for a couple weeks. And this was late middle school. So I mostly shadowed him after I got my braces, a little bit of during, and then when I got them off. So I loved the entire vibe of the dental office. I loved how he talked to his patients. I loved how he talked to the people that worked for him. Everyone was very friendly, and for me as a patient, I was ecstatic to get my braces on, and I was ecstatic to get my braces off. So braces actually changed my life. The way the braces shifted my teeth made me so happy afterwards. So I was very thankful. I asked him, okay, I want to become an orthodontist. How do I do it? He said that I first have to become a dentist. So then I said, okay, how do I become a dentist? So he just said I would first go to college. I would maybe choose a bio major, do well in college, take the DAT, and then apply to dental school, and then apply to an ortho residency if I still wanted to become an orthodontist. Okay, so I was like, okay, this is exactly what I'm going to do. This is great. This is what I wanted to do. So that's how it began. Side note, I don't want to be an orthodontist anymore. Okay, so fast forward to college. I was a bio major. I took all the classes that he told me to take. I really enjoyed the science courses. The courses didn't come easy for me, by the way, because, I don't know, it just wasn't easy. But I was very motivated because I knew I wanted to become a dentist, so I was very driven to continue doing well. At one point, I was probably maybe a junior in college. I thought to myself, maybe I don't want to be a dentist because I haven't explored all the other professions. So I decided to explore other professions. For a while, I really thought I wanted to get a PhD because I enjoyed my science courses and I enjoyed learning, and I knew I would also enjoy teaching. So I talked to my professors. I applied for this summer research internship at UC Santa Cruz, and that internship was awesome. I was doing research during the entire summer, and then I also did research for the year after that summer in a research lab, in a neuroscience lab, and I had an amazing time. I learned a lot. I loved working with the people I was working with. I thought it was really cool, and I thought it was really cool how eventually I would be able to solve a problem that could eventually help the world, or help solve a problem. And I would also be able to teach others. So I really like those aspects of getting a PhD. The research I was doing and everything I was learning was awesome, but there was one thing that was missing. And I didn't realize this until halfway during the year, or towards the end of the year. But if I didn't do the research internship I was doing, I would have never realized this. And this is the turning point, what turned me back towards dentistry. If I were to get a PhD and just do research, I wouldn't have the patient-to-patient interactions that I could have with dentistry. And that's something that I feel like I need, because I'm a very social person and I need energy from people, and I like giving my energy to other people. That probably sounds weird. I just don't like being alone in a lab. So if I were to just get a PhD, most of the time I would be alone in the lab with my experiment and maybe a couple other researchers, but I don't know, I just get kind of bored easily. I think the science part isn't boring, but I just enjoy being around people all the time. So that's one of the huge reasons why I chose dentistry. With dentistry, I can be around people all the time. I'll have my team of people. I'll always be talking to patients, and I'll be building these relationships with patients. And if I wanted to do dental research, I could, which is great. And I can also come back to the school and teach as a faculty member. So I can teach, I can do research, and I can have the patient-patient interaction. So basically, dentistry combines everything that I've ever wanted to do. So that's why I chose dentistry. There's also 3 other reasons why I chose dentistry. So the first one is that I could be my own boss. So ever since I was 16, I always had a job. So I worked towards the end of high school and throughout college and up to dental school. So I knew what it was like to have a boss and to be bossed around and to not be able to make your own decisions all the time. So I really like the idea that I could be my own boss, because it would allow me to be creative. I can basically build a business up to how I envision it to look like. So another reason why I like dentistry is because the lifestyle of a dentist is awesome. So this part is very, very important to me because of how I grew up. So growing up, as I said, we didn't have much money, and money was always a big stressor. So I didn't notice it too much when I was younger, but as I started getting older, I could tell that it was definitely a huge stressor for my mom, and I knew for sure that I did not want it to be a stressor in my life, because I just did not want that. So if I could find a way to not have money be a stressor, why not do it? So with dentistry, I can do that. There's always going to be a need for dentists. Dentists aren't going to go out of business, and I'll always be able to have a job that gives me a steady income. So that's why that part is very important to me, because I don't want to be worrying about how I'm going to pay for food or how I'm going to pay for rent. That's no longer going to be a worry, which is something that I really, really need in my life. And with that, it also gives me more opportunities to volunteer and to help others. And for the last reason on why I chose dentistry is because I can see and get attainable solutions. if I were to continue just doing research, I would be trying to help solve a problem that could potentially help the world, but I wouldn't see results right away. I wouldn't even see results in a few years maybe, which is fine. But with dentistry, I can basically see results the day of or a couple days later, or with braces you can see results within a year. I like that aspect because seeing other people happy makes you happy. So, or at least that's how it works for me. When I see others people smile, it makes me smile. I know that sounds so cheesy, but for example, when I got my braces off, I could definitely tell that my orthodontist was very happy because I was so happy. I know that when most people go to the dentist for cleanings or to get a tooth extraction, they're not happy, but most of the time the dentist is getting the patient out of pain. And I also like how I would also be contributing to the health of the patient. So there's a lot of reasons why dentistry is probably the best profession in the world. Okay, so that's all for this video. Please let me know in the comments down below how you first became interested in dentistry and why you're choosing to do dentistry. And if any part of this story resonated with you, please let me know as well. Alright, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.